welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having an amazing day. I actually am in Miami at the Hampton Inn. I'm so excited. I am leaving on a cruise this morning. I will be on the ship within 3 hours. My check-in time is 2:30, it's 11:30. I actually got a late checkout time here. So I will be, they let me stay until like 1 o'clock. So it's like 11:30 right now. But I wanted to do a quick wrap up of all the stuff. Let me get my phone. Want to do a quick wrap up of all the things that happened when I was on my trip with the grandkids. It was actually quite wonderful. Really wonderful. We did stay in quite a few hotels. I think we stayed in 4 hotels. And I just wanted to kind of go through that and then let you know a little bit about each place and stuff. And I'll put some little clips in and stuff in case you missed those videos and you want to see a little bit more about each one. I will link them all below. I took 5 of the grandkids because I had already visited 2 in New Mexico. And so I took the other 5 kids, the California kids, I guess. And so if you didn't see the New Mexico ones, it was very short, but I did meet up with my friend afterwards, and so it's a pretty good playlist if you want to go check that one out. It was the first road trip that I've actually really done, where I was 100% of the driver. It was crazy to actually take this on, but I really wanted to give them like a little bit of sense of other things rather than staying in one place, so we were able to see a few things. And I've never really gone north in California. I've done a few things, but not a lot. And so there were some things that I thought would be kind of interesting to see. So the first place we stopped at was the Black Chasm Cavern. And that was kind of cool. It was only about 45 minutes inside the caves. Not as big as some of the caves, like the Crystal Caves and stuff that I saw in Spain. But it was so unique, and the history and how it all came about with the gold rush and all that. It was actually pretty cool to see. So anyway, and the kids were interested in stuff. It is a long drive, does have a little bit of a windy road to get to it. But once you're there, when you leave, you're only about 45 minutes from Sacramento. So after that, we actually went straight into Sacramento, and we stayed, we ate this really good pizza at Chicago Fire. I don't eat pizza, and I actually thought it was pretty decent. So, and the kids loved it. Would I say it's a little bit on the pricier side? Yes. But if you can, get the Greek fries. Amazing. Amazing. They're like garlic fries, but a little bit extra. Oh, they're really good. Then we stayed at, we actually stayed in IHG. We stayed at a Holiday Inn. Did I stay at a Holiday Inn? I think I stayed at a Holiday Inn in Sacramento. It was just nothing, no frills. You know, it was just basically to spend the night. Simple room. It had, just the kind of set up like this with the 2 beds and a couch and stuff. So the 2 older kids took over the couches for this whole trip. It actually worked out pretty well the way everybody all slept. And anyway, it all worked out. After the first night, we figured it out from there. Then the next day we drove to Vallejo, or actually Fairfield, where they have the Jelly Belly factory. Jelly Belly factory was really cool. I'd been there before, but we'd never done the tour. And so this time we did the tour. It was actually kind of fascinating. It takes 7 to 10 days to make a jelly bean. And I was actually pretty fascinated by that. Not just one, but I mean, they put them in these big trays and stuff like that. But still, it's a 7 to 10 day process. And so I thought that was rather fascinating. They also do a lot of other different types of candies and stuff like that. And then, of course, there's a big store. And they also have a little chocolate area as well. Anyway, pretty good stuff there. We spend a pretty penny. If you take your kids and they're doing their own jelly beans, just make sure that they understand how much they're going to spend. Because while my grandkids had money given to them or by their grandfather, my husband, then it was still, they didn't understand that filling the bag wasn't $11.99. It was $11.99 a pound or something like that. So it can be rather expensive filling that bag. So just make sure that, if your kids are doing it on their own, they're mindful, because I don't think the kids realize how much they had actually spent. We took off from there. We went over to Discovery Kingdom. Now, Discovery Kingdom is a Six Flags park, and the grandkids and I have Six Flags passes. We actually have memberships. And, or actually, I had a pass, and then I turned around and realized that because we were also going to go to the water park, which I'll talk about in a minute, that I needed to have the membership. I don't know what I actually wasn't thinking about it because I didn't know where I was going to take the grandkids. Then I realized the water park wasn't far. So anyway, went to Discovery Kingdom first. They have a few new big rides, and then they had some other rides. A lot of rides were shut down, which was kind of, I don't know, the water rides and stuff, like the Roaring, I don't want to say the Roaring Rapids, they call it something else, but it's kind of like that. And then the other water ride and a couple other things and stuff. So there wasn't a lot, and I know it was a weekday, but I was kind of like, it's the summer, so I was a little disappointed. It was also a little warm, and so the kids went on a few rides and stuff. It was good for just a half day, in my opinion. Now, other people may not feel like that, but it was good for me on a half day. And my grandkids, and just because they're used to Six Flags Magic Mountain and Hurricane Harbor down in Los Angeles area. Well, anyway, so then we went to our hotel in Walnut Creek, and it was Embassy Suites. So the Walnut Creek Embassy Suites is literally about a 5-minute drive to the Six Flags Hurricane Harbor in Concord. So not far from the hotel. And so this would be a new water park for us, and so we were pretty excited. It's really good if you're going to be going along, traveling, and your kids like to go to water parks or amusement parks and stuff. If you get the Six Flags Pass, there's actually 4 places in California, or Six Flags memberships. There's 4 places in California that they can actually go to. So if you're thinking about coming to California and doing a big road trip, and you want to give them that, little fun in between, then that's kind of the way to go. So anyway, for the water park, they really did love it. I did not film a lot at the Six Flags locations, Discovery Kingdom or the water park, just because it was, a lot of kids, a lot of families around, and so it wasn't really, conducive to be able to share a lot of that, especially with, people in bathing suits and stuff like that. Some people don't want to be on video. I've been actually a little bit braver in doing that, but it's still a little intimidating. And went there. The kids actually really did love it. I didn't feel it was as clean as the Los Angeles one, but it was still a really fun time. And I think it was because it was a weekday. I think it's not as hot up there, although it was a pretty decent warm day. And so I don't think a lot of people went there that day. So anyway, but it was nice. We had the most amazing food, and we didn't know where to sit. When I go down to the Los Angeles one, I have a location. I say, this is where I'm at. The kids know where to find me. And then they go off, and then they do a check-in time. Up at Hurricane Harbor in Concord, I didn't really have a location, and so when we got there, I said I didn't quite know where to go, and so I ended up saying, okay, we're going to be right here. And there was like a little food thing right there, but there was chairs, so by this tree right outside. And so I was like, I'm going to put my chairs right there. So I got my chairs, put my stuff down, and then we got in and started going for it. And so then I found the older 3 boys, and then I said, this is where we're at, and it was a small park, so it was easy to find. It was right by the wave pool, but that little food thing by the wave pool is amazing. It had fantastic tacos, great nachos. The meat was excellent. it was like I was in like a regular restaurant. The meat was so good. And then right before we left, the kids were still running around getting their last like hour in, and I went back in line just in time because it closed at like an hour before the park closes. I got in, I was the last person in line, and I got some churros for all of us. So everybody ate their churros, and then we headed out of there, and then we hung out basically at the hotel the rest of the day. It was actually a really, really good day. And the hotel was amazing. Embassy Suites in Walnut Creek, I would say that was our best hotel. We were there 2 nights, and even though the pool wasn't open, the food, the normal Embassy Suites, great food, it was all done, and you still had your omelet station and eggs to order to cook, and they had sausage and potatoes, and dry cereal, but they didn't have any like oatmeal or anything like that. They did have French toast. My one grandson loves French toast, pancakes, waffles, anything like that, and so they had French toast for him. They had some fruit, just a little bit. They had bananas and oranges, which my granddaughter just loved the oranges. She doesn't really eat breakfast a whole lot, but she loved the oranges in the morning. And then just, your regular juices and stuff. Again, I don't even think I filmed. If I did, I'll put it in. But it was really, really nice. It's a beautiful hotel, and I actually got a really good price on it. So if you look early, and I knew I was going to be there, so I went ahead and did the advance purchase and just saved a little bit more money. I think I saved like an extra $50 by doing that. So then, after a couple days there, we moved on and we drove into San Francisco. So driving into San Francisco was actually not bad. We had very little traffic, which was really lucky because it was a Friday. And we went straight down. I purchased tickets online to go to Alcatraz Island. It says Pier 33. Well, the main big pier is Pier 39. Pier 33 was before it. And so I ended up driving and got into a parking garage. There's a lot of parking garages there that you can park in. And I should have really paid attention to my stuff, because we walked all through Pier 39 thinking, okay, 39, and I didn't realize it went along the street. So then we had to come back out of Pier 39, which is a lot of shops, a lot of restaurants, a lot of people, and walk all the way down to Pier 33, which was a good 5-minute walk with 5 kids. So got down there and everything went really well. We found the location. We did have to wear masks on any place we went inside and on the boat the whole time. As long as you were outside, you could take your mask off, but they preferred that you had it on the whole time. The tour was you went out to the island. It took about 10 minutes, maybe, if that. And then got off, and then you could come back on any boat after that. So you had your own time. Now, they did have, inside, you had some kind of phones, and they had covers over them where they were sanitizing them, and then they'd give them back out. And when you went into like the prison area, the main part, it would give you the audio tour basically on it, and they'd tell you just to hit the green button. So all the kids had it. I wanted to make sure I was watching them, so I actually didn't hear it, but they were actually like, okay, go to cell 16 and go to over here by the kitchen, and here's the library. And so they were all following along really well, and so everything went really well. And then it took about an hour maybe, and then dropped those off, and then we went back down, and we were lucky. We got in line, and we got on the first shuttle after we got in line, and it was a pretty good line, so I was thinking we weren't going to get on, but we did. We got right back. We walked down to the Pier 39. We were starving by this time. It was probably like 3 o'clock. And so we were wanting to find seafood, and we went to a couple places, and it was like an hour wait at one place, and another place we were asking, do you have this? They're like, no, we're out. You have this? No, we're out. No, and it was just like ridiculous. So we ended up at a Mexican restaurant. Now, I want to tell you. The meal was excellent at Mango. It really was. but I have to share, it was almost $200 with the tip. So I was in such a hurry to go to the next thing, as the grandkids wanted to spend some money. They still had some money left, some of them. And they wanted to go to the hat store, which embroidered like lids or something, and they and that takes about an hour to have the embroidery done. And then depending on where, if they have a lot of orders, basically there's like 30 minutes to an hour. I think it took about 45 minutes. And then so I was rushing. I just gave him my card at the restaurant, and then he brought it back, and I didn't have the itemization. And I just said, is the tip already added in? He goes, yeah, just add those two in. And I'm just like, And I go back and think about it, and I'm just like, I should have looked at the itemization, because my understanding was 6 people or more, it was already added in. And then I think they added another one on top of it. So I actually don't know. And I was supposed to call and check on that. And I still hadn't done that. So, and it's kind of too late now. But anyway, check your receipts. Don't rush. I know we're trying to go from different things. I had 5 grandkids with me, and they're anxious to kind of get up and go and do the next thing. So I was a little like disappointed in myself that I actually didn't be more mindful of those, of that receipt and stuff. But anyway, the food was delicious. I do recommend it. Just like think about it, okay? So, and I just want to share with you, three of the grandkids got kids meals, okay? And then the 2 older ones and myself got, of course, adult meals, and then we got the ceviche. So I'm still thinking that's not $200. So just so you know. All right. My mistake. Those are mistakes that I make. All right. Then we left there, and we were going to stay at the San Francisco hotel closer to the airport, which is going south. And the reason for that is because 1, it was a little bit cheaper, and two, because with the large group, I needed a bigger room, and that one had the best space. And 3, it was actually on the way out, where I wouldn't have to be dealing with all that on a Saturday, leaving out. Oh, anyway, all of that. So that was the reason for that. So I stayed there. I want to tell you something. I have stayed at embassies quite a bit. This is probably the worst embassy I'd ever stayed at. And I want to tell you why. Normally when you go in and you have like a sofa bed and stuff like that, they always have bedding wrapped up, ready to go for whoever's going to stay on the sofa bed up in the thing. And none. Also, I had put in my preferences for the hotels that we needed to have extra towels and stuff. We needed to have at least 6 towels, 6 washcloths. I didn't really care about the hand towels. And that was pretty much accommodated. For this one, it wasn't. And it's okay. So I would just call down, and of course it would be delivered, or we could go down and get it. I didn't really mind doing that. But when I called, no one answered. I called again, no one answered. Called again, no one answered. So I decided to go ahead and go on down. So I said, oh, I need, bedding. There's no bedding. And he goes, yeah. He goes, we really don't put it in the rooms unless requested. And I went, okay. And then, and that could be for many reasons. 1, may get stolen. 2, maybe they pull it out and put it on the bed for extra warmth. I don't really know why they wouldn't have it. I like, even in this room with 1 king bed, there is extra bedding up in here, and this is the Hampton Inn. So I'm like going, I just don't understand that. But anyway, went downstairs, did that. They brought up the bedding. Then the second thing was, I said, oh, the towels, we need the towels. So when my grandsons were going down, I said, can you ask for the towels? And he says, yes. Okay, bring the towels up. Because they weren't answering the phone again. So then I called again, no answer. I'm going downstairs, and I told them, I said, I understand you guys are busy. I get that. And I said, I literally had to come down here 4 times now because nothing seems to be moving along with you guys answering the phones. And he goes, yes, we've been very busy. We're short-staffed. And I said, okay. He said, I just don't understand you. I put in my preferences. I needed this and that. If the stuff was in the room, then I wouldn't be bothering you, basically. And he's like, oh, he goes, we just don't do that. We only put 3 towels in the room and 3 washcloths. And I'm just like sitting there thinking, but I put in there that 6 people are going to be in the room. So I'm a little confused why that isn't even noticed. That I don't understand. And it's a room with 2 queen beds and a sofa bed. So at least 4, right? I'm in a room with a king bed for 2 people. No sofa couch, no nothing. There are 4 towels and 4 washcloths and 4 hand towels in that bathroom. So I'm a little confused what is going on with Embassy in Sacramento. So anyway, I was a little upset about it. But I just said, okay, just don't let it get to you. You're on vacation. Just don't let it get to you. So I didn't let it get to me. And then I think the final straw was when I went down there that last time and I'm telling him, I said, I just want to let you know, okay, I'm coming down again because my microwave isn't plugged in. And when I tried to plug it in, I can't reach it behind it. And it's in like a cubby, kind of like this one here. I don't know if you can see it, but it's like in the cabinet. And I plugged it on the outside and it's not working. So I'm a little frustrated. He goes, okay, I'll have maintenance come up. So then the guy came up really fast and he goes, well, what happened here? And I said, well, I was trying to plug it in because I can't reach the back. And I was explaining to him. And I said, and it won't work well and this and that. So anyway, the guy unplugged it and then he said, oh, well, it needs an adapter. And I said, kind of like, aren't these things taken care of when the room is clean? Like, don't people notice that it's not plugged in? I don't know how fast. It makes me wonder how fast they're turning it over for just sanitizing. They didn't even notice that the microwave wasn't there. Now, luckily, I go in and I kind of touch everything and clean everything. Not touch everything, but you know what I mean. So I was a little thing. So my thing is that, so what was I looking at? This is all the stuff that, I'm looking at it. Oh, and there's only 1 trash can. Usually there's a trash can over here by the desk, whereas there's 1 right here. There's 1 in the bathroom. No, 1 in the bathroom. That's it. I don't really know what it is with this Embassy that was like that, but I was just kind of flabbergasted. There was also not really a desk. There was a sink in there, and I did see the reviews on that, but it had a table in the sofa bed area and a little sink and stuff like that, and then in the bedroom area there was 2 queen beds and then another sink in there and a dresser kind of like this one here with the TV. Oh, and there was a TV in the front room, and then the bathroom door was in the bedroom area. So all that was really, it was fine. But I was just a little surprised. Also, the breakfast was it was okay. They were serving it in a box. That was fine. The food was decent. I think what it is I'm missing the oatmeal from a lot of places, but and here they had it, which made me really happy. So anyway, so that was the trip. So after leaving Sacramento, we drove down. We wanted to find a beach, so we just got on the 1. It's a little bit of a crazy drive to get to the 1, but we got down to the 1 and we just drove down until we found a beach. And we got off and we hung out, and it was so much fun. The kids got in the water. They had a good time. And then starving, so we drove down into the next little town, which was called Davenport, which I'd never been to before. We stopped at this little place. I can't remember the name of it, but I'll plug it in somewhere. And it, best burgers, really good burgers. My granddaughter and grandson got pizza. What else? I can't even remember what else everybody got. But, oh my gosh, the burger was amazing. Really, really good. I highly recommend stopping there at that little place. Can't remember the name. But it was really good, and the waitress was really lovely. She was talking to us and asking if we needed anything. Now, if you like lemonade, I don't recommend the lemonade. It's a little tart, but if you like it tart, get the lemonade. My grandkids didn't like it tart, so we ended up switching out to tea and soda and stuff for them. But they were going to try it. Anyway, then we hustled and long drive. We ended up stopping in Fresno, and we just stayed at a Hampton Inn. And that was because my son and daughter-in-law were going to meet us there. It was also a very long drive to continue down. It would be like another hour and a half. And I'd already driven like maybe 5 hours that day. So I was like, I think I needed to and I had already planned to do like kind of a halfway point, like stop one more night. And then just drive down that last hour and a half, because then I still had, after dropping off the grandkids, I still have an hour to drive to my house. So it would be a long day. Plus, my son and daughter-in-law were taking their oldest two kids to camp right after that on that Sunday. And so Fresno was a good meetup, because then they were going to Yosemite. So they picked them up, I think, yesterday, and they looked like they had like a really good time. So so we met up in Fresno, and we just had like a cheesecake factory. It was just down the street. Some of the kids liked it, some not, but cheesecake, everybody loved the cheesecake, of course. And then, so it was just a chill rest of the night. And then after my son and daughter-in-law picked up their two kids, and I drove down and dropped off the other three with my daughter and son-in-law. And then I had another hour drive home. So it was a long drive, but it was a wonderful trip. So if you want to see any of those places, then I will link the playlist in the or the videos in the description or up in the iCards for you to check out. If you haven't subscribed, I try to put little things on TikTok now. I'm trying to up my TikTok game. I don't know how well I'm doing, but I'm hoping. I have very few on there. I think I have like 40 followers or something. It's kind of low. But follow me there, and you'll get like kind of daily stuff. Not daily stuff, a couple times a week. I don't want to be pressured into doing too many little videos and stuff. So anyway, all right. So follow me on Instagram for a little more highlights. I usually do those more like on the daily. I hope you continue to follow me, and don't forget to subscribe, because I am leaving on a cruise today. Take care. Have a great day.